The New York Entrepreneur Week was held in Manhattan between November 8th and 12th. One of the hot topics here is green technology, the opportunities and challenges it's facing. 纽约企业家周于当地时间10月8日到12日在曼哈顿举行。在这一周的讨论中，最引人注目的话题之一呢，就是绿色环保科技以及它所带来的机会和挑战。
Trying to make a meaningful difference in the space of.
The top three will show up, and I'll obviously tear it, and you're like.
He's a co-founder and chairman and board of trustees of the Coney Island Prep.
This week wasn't just really about numbers, wasn't about how much revenue we were able to bring in. It was about scaling to a point where.
It was a successful big exit.
Only one. He becomes so obsessive about developing code that, like, he'll develop code on the subway. I mean, he'll run down.
Think very linearly versus multidimensionally.
It's important to have a green panel at New York Entrepreneur Week because green is the future of the world. It's where we're going to see the most job growth, the most investment, and the most exponential returns in terms of changing the world over the next 20 to 30 years.
Capital. He's a managing partner focusing on investments in the physical and life sciences. His investments.
As a side, I think energy is just as important. But in terms of policy
change and all these kind of things.
Isn't that a good thing? Doesn't that lower the cost of capital?
That means it's probably a great sector to invest in, or to be in, because it's investment money.
To be owners who then have to go to the contract.
Make buildings than buildings will ever use. So that's a real.
10% of their time on product development and 10% of their time on customer development. And, you know, the reason why I love Steve Blank is because he flips that model on its head. And it's
Entrepreneurs usually are multidimensional. So where do you find that?
really, though, for you is on the coast, it's cool to say we shouldn't have plastic bottled water because
China is such an ancient civilization that the perspective on time tends to be a little bit longer than for a lot of newer countries and economies. And so while green products may be more expensive in the short term, over the long term, I think they can have the opportunity to save money and hopefully they can perform better than their conventional alternatives.
In the green tech space,
with the oceans. My God, we're covered with water. I cannot imagine that we cannot be intelligent enough.
Can I offer this interesting question?
Wherever it may be, just make sure you have a clear vision.
You got sort of like another letter that was put in that board, and then once you spelled Seamless Web,